We live, man. I feel good about it today, man. How you feeling today, man?
Oh shit, I'm feeling good, man. I can't even lie.
Let me put it into the Discord because I stay forgetting to put it into the Discord for the members.
We live right now, Trent. I'm about to drop the link. You see us?
You
Got the
see
studio
us
lights on.
live right now. Come learn something so you can earn something.
Come on.
Um,
You see us, nigga?
hey,
Let me see that.
RC Nipsey Hussle, man.
What's a full circle wealth?
Yeah, we'll start off on that tip, man. What's the one dead person you want to meet, man?
One dead person I would like to meet.
I don't even know my answer. I gotta think about
it. Shit. What I would want to meet, low key? Let me grab this link.
Who's my answer, man? Who am I saying off the rip?
I probably want to meet like Mansa Musa, low key.
That's the richest. If he's the richest man in the world, not just black man, richest man ever. Yeah, Mansa Musa, man. That's a good one. We'll start off with a quick history lesson, man. Mansa Musa. I'm gonna let you read it after I say my answer.
Yep.
But my answer, man, I don't know too many people who's already passed away off the top of my head. You had said, Nipsey Hussle's a good one. Let me just name some off the top of my head. Nipsey's a good one. Ooh. I can't think about anybody else but Nipsey. I'd like to meet Nipsey, man. Nipsey would be a good one. I'd like to meet Nipsey. There's not too many other people that I know who are passed away that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Besides Michael, but you know what I'm saying? But I'd rather talk to Nipsey than Michael Jackson. No disrespect to Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying?
He's more modern.
I could relate to him a little bit more.
A little more, nigga.
And I ain't really trying to. Michael's cool. He got that soft spoken voice and his mannerisms. I ain't really trying to do none of that, really. So Nipsey, that sounds like a good conversation. But with that being said, man, we got to break down the richest man ever because he is black, man. So break it down for us, man.
It says the overview right here. Mansa Musa was the 9th Mansa of the Mali Empire, which reached its territorial peak during his reign. Musa's reign is often regarded as the zenith of Mali's power and prestige, although the features less in Mandinka oral traditions than his predecessors. Ultimately, man, this guy here, not only is he melanated being, right? Beautiful black man right here. He owned, I think, the most gold, or just all over resources from
Yeah, what you said sounded right too. From what I seen on the Instagram, that's all I've seen off the Instagram. He owned a lot of gold.
He owned the most gold. More gold that we could even fathom, as well as other resources. Like salt and shit was like, you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Over a very long period of time, Mali had amassed a large reserve of gold. Mali is also believed to have been involved in the trade of many goods as ivory, slaves, spices, silks, and ceramics. They don't tell you this part, man.
Yeah,
I went to school for 12 years, man. They don't tell you this part. This is the excellence part right here.
They sure don't.
That is really important.
Look, it is estimated that the 2/3 of the gold circulating in the medieval Mediterranean came from West Africa, which is where he was. Old world gold supply, archaeological investigations near the town of Tadmeka shows Malians invented their own process of refining gold by using melted glass and removing impurities. While gold was abundant, copper was incredibly scarce and prized in sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah. Today,
yes, sir.
Copper is still not a precious metal, but when it is, boy,
come on, man. See, that's a good quick lesson, good quick, piece of information, and it's important that we understand this, especially after reading Miseducation of the Negro, which you put me on with. It's in the Discord. You guys go check it out so you can get it for yourself. I suggest reading it, but it's important for us to not only view ourselves through the lens of what they told us, which is what they told us in school. Martin Luther King, we know that's the classic MLK, and he ended up dying. And that's how we're gonna see ourselves in all different situations if we don't actually do our research and see that we really did build this whole country. It comes down to, you had said something about the first bed frame or something a long time ago. That was a black man. The first, that light bulb, and electricity, that's from a black man. I heard that the refrigerator came from a black woman. So there's so many different things, So if you understand your past, you understand you, and you understand that building is not just something that's an option; it's really in your nature. So boom. Anything you want before we move on? How you feeling?
Yeah, man, just creating something, that's that God-given gift, man. That's what I think free will is, having the ability to create. So whether that be a life, you know what I'm saying? Whether that be something that you cherish, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Creating something is your ultimate gift. So take advantage.
For sure, because we ain't put here just to
dilly-dally.
You right, and sit on the couch and eat potato chips, right? And that's not why we're here. We are human, the machine that we have, the brain that we have, that we're capable of more. Man, but any announcement, get the words right. Announcements you want to make before we hop into the SPY and Bitcoin breakdown, man?
Man, it's full circle wealth, man. We here on the second Wednesday of June. Be mindful of the fact that it's the 6 month in, man. We got a whole another 2 quarters to go, man. We really in the thick of it right now, man. We here rocking with you. Pull up to learn all that, man. We here.
Yes, sir.
And plus the webinar. We got the webinar, but we ain't gonna drop the date on that. But just know
we do got the webinar.
It's coming.
I actually started cooking up tonight on the webinar, man. So stay tuned for that, man. We're excited to get up in there with you guys. With that being said, man, I guess we never actually asked how we feeling, man. How you feeling so far within the week, man?
I am feeling good. I'm not gonna lie. It's there's nothing to complain about, honestly. I just, patiently waiting for that moment.
Patiently waiting for that moment. What you talking about?
Just in general, I don't know. It seems like there's something for unravel.
That's how I feel, right? You can't necessarily. You can only be prepared for the moment.
Yeah.
You don't know when the moment's gonna come, but you can make sure that you're prepared for when the moment does come. So yeah, man, let's hop into this SPY analysis.
How you feeling? Hold on.
Oh, you right. I feel like we're missing something. I'm feeling nice, man. I'm feeling nice, man. The market's given us a lot to talk about. It's Wednesday. What are we at? We're June 10th.
Yeah.
I feel like we're moving fast for real. I've been moving like that. Been feeling like that. But I'm feeling nice. All right. I look forward to what we talking about today and just talking in general today. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to getting this information to you guys and going live, man. Waking up and looking forward to just going live. It's a feeling that I can't really express. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
This is a vibe. So welcome to Wealth Wednesday. Man, welcome to Wealth Wednesdays, man. Let's get to it, man.
Let's get to it.
Over here twisting up my words. We got that SPY, man. You guys, if you follow into the Discord, you was already updated Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, starting from Sunday. We got a lot going on here. Man. Today, let me clear some stuff, honestly. We can clear that so I can get my mind right. We can clear that so I can get my mind right. And I'm just gonna keep that. So we got this. Clear this right here. Get all this stuff up out the way. This top blue line is, I'm gonna call that like a mini resistance. You know what I'm saying? We got that I had that line up there to signify the fact that we got to that tippy top and then ran right back down. But right here is where we've been rejecting off of 745. I'm on the hour time frame. Keep in mind, man. And we're looking at the S&P 500 ticker symbol SPY. Just go back and look at the other Wealth Wednesdays if you don't know what that is at this point. So look. This was originally a support level, meaning this is where we was failing to get below and bouncing off of. And I had that marked down because we was heading towards that yesterday, right? So yesterday, I ended up putting it into the Discord. I'm going to break it down today. But you already see what that is, my brother. Straight institutional grab yesterday. I'm going to be breaking down what that is, really. So let me get all these ducks in a row. So this is Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, we started off high. We in the first hour we ended up running up and rejecting off that 745 level, right around 746. Went a little bit above it, right. Then came right back down, and we tested that support level. We went right past that support level, went all the way down to 722, but then shot right back up. That long wick right there. We mentioned that long wick right there before.
That's in the middle of my fault. Go ahead.
It's in the middle of the day at 9:30, right? So they let you think the trend was down for the minute, and then black out, right? So stop loss orders taken out right there, and then end up coming right back down today. But the reason why this is institutional grab and why we say institutional is because that long wick is the dead giveaway. When we talk about the market makers and we talk about the big players that could really move the market, we can't do it with the little 100,000, 200,000, right? With the little bit of money that we may have. And even if you do have a lot of money playing in the market, it's nothing compared to the 10 billion, 8 billion, $100 million moves, right? So, down here, only the big players could add that much money at that given time to move it right back up to the upside, right? And that's why we don't get afraid of these dips, man. We don't get afraid of these dips. As soon as the market ended up going down in the turmoil, you had Trump talking about something with the blockade or something with Iran, saying he's going to do some type of retaliation. And then you had Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, talking about this is a great dip buy opportunity, and market shooting right up, right? But if you don't understand, you're not keeping up to date with Full Circle Wealth, man, you're going to think that it's the end of the world and you're going to sell your positions.
Shit.
But we not fearing over here. I'm not selling my positions, right? If you want to stay updated and just stay updated, man. Go ahead and join the Discord, man. Go ahead. We live in there every day. And I'm dropping the stock analysis and the SPY analysis every day. So then fast forward to today, man. So fast forward to today. I told you guys in the Discord yesterday, I'm looking, okay? We ended up breaking that level, but ended up coming right back into the range. So do we hold above it, right? Or do we break below it again? Today, we trickling down below this level, right? Retesting this level. If we end up retesting this level and staying up below it, market can end up trickling down, right? We got more levels down here. I'm still watching that 695, 700 level. We still have yet to get there, right? But at this point, we really don't know what's going to happen. I'm not even going to tell you what could happen. I'm just going to tell you what I'm prepared for, right? If we break this level, that institutional grab level, really, in my mind, we could have another leg down if that even happens, right? In the markets, in today's markets, you may think it's going bearish, and next thing you know it's not no more, right? Vice versa, it may be going up to the upside, and it's not no more. So, really, if I zoom out on a 4-hour time frame, man, I'm seeing whether or not we stay below this level. If we stay above this level, man, we made a new support, right? And I'm seeing whether or not we test that 745. And when we test that 745, are we rejecting it again? Are we staying up to the upside? Because if not, then we stay in another range, right? And we're going to stay in that range till it breaks out and see what happens, man. But hey, that's the SPY. I got some other things to break down real quick besides the chart, but you can go ahead if you got something to say, brother.
Yeah, let me see.
Give us your thoughts, man.
Let me see. I was looking at the SPY chart yesterday too, and so from all-time highs, this institutional grab is exactly 5%, right on the money.
Man, right on the money. That's right on the money. Crazy.
5%. And so I'm like, okay, on my trading view, I had marked out just 5, 10, and 15%. And so going right down to here, just a little bit lower.
That's 8%.
All right, hold on. Bring it down. Bring it around here is what I got on mine. It's 10%. Can't get it right on the money, right? So I got, let me just do like this. Well, we already got it, right? The white line, bang, it's another 10%. Let me touch it up. Make it pretty. And then I did 15% ultimately. That's what I was looking at for SPY as well, just to see how far where price will go from 5 to 10 to 15%. And shit, we ultimately had the same analysis, low key. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
man. You know, a 10% would be at 678 from where we are now, and a 15 would be at 633, man.
Right where we had that first bounce from that first rejection off that support level.
That's what
Come
started
on.
the run up right
Exactly.
there. They're right there at 615, or I mean at the 15% at 632 for real.
Yeah.
So hey, man, we prepared. You don't know what this market gonna do, but we prepared for when it does do what it do. See, even like right now, we retesting that. I want to see us test that institutional grab level again.
Yeah.
You know, let's see what happens there. But hey, something else to keep in mind too. I got the notes right here. Yesterday, so this morning we had the CPI numbers came out, right? So that's the consumer price index. So this is what the spending and costs look like for us as consumers, right? So inflation came in at 4.2% annually for the month of May, right? For May 2026, sorry, so not for the month of May, but for May 2025 to May 2026, we got 4.2% total for inflation. And it was the highest that it's ever been in 3 years, right? But here's the story behind the numbers. So energy is the main driver, right? Year over year, driven entirely by the Iran war disrupting the Middle Eastern oil supplies. Gasoline alone is up 40.5%, right? So energy is really that oil for the people who don't know. We use that oil for a lot of different energy, for a lot of stuff, right? And that's what they mean by the energy. So those oil companies, Chevron, ExxonMobil, they booming right now because they're benefiting from the Iran war. But what most people don't notice is the fact that CPI, right? So core CPI. So you have CPI and you got core CPI. The core CPI tracks the inflation of everything but food and energy, right? So without food and energy, inflation only rose 0.2% for the month, and it's actually below the 0.3 estimate. And that means that's kind of signaling that the underlying economy isn't as hot as the headline number suggests, right? So it's not as bad as it makes it seem like, even though, you know, oil and the gas prices, all that stuff that's a big deal. That's a big chunk of our lives,
Yeah.
right? But other things that are involved in core CPI aren't going up as much. Things such as CPI, core CPI tracks the rent and the shelter. So your monthly housing costs, right? That's only risen 0.2% in the last month, and core CPI is up 2.9% year over year. So the total inflation, including food and energy, is up 4.2%. But without food and energy, things such as rent and shelter, medical care, clothing and apparel, new and used cars, education costs, haircuts, personal care services, hotel stays, entertainment, that's only up about 2.9%, right? So, that was something interesting as well that I learned. So what this is telling us that the everyday cost of living outside of gas and groceries is actually relatively stable. People aren't paying dramatically for rent, clothes, or healthcare for more of a month. But that don't mean gas ain't high, man. So what you got to say about this information, man?
Just off the simple fact that we, you know what I'm saying, the U.S. has petrodollar and what everybody else around the world uses. That is, I can see why that would be the catalyst as to why, or energy and oil, but I can see why that would be the main catalyst as to why it is outrageous. You know what I'm saying? We got prices out here. We was coming from maybe $4.50 for the gallon. Right now we're at $6.3. You know what I'm saying? It's at downtown, at least. This is downtown prices.
Yeah, and even if you went down, to the outer skirts, to Federal Way, it's looking like that too.
Yeah, it's like 5.8, 5.9. So come on now, that right there, as well as I wonder why this is it's kind of funny. Oil is not hard to come by. There's so much oil that we have as the U.S. because we bank our whole everything behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have petrodollar, that's gas dollar. What I don't understand is why we're getting kind of taxed out the ass, and then we have reports like this that specify that Oh yeah, the oil and the energy might be up, but your living's cool. You're
Like,
straight.
like, come on, man.
You can live perfectly fine, but to get to work, to make the money that we tax you on, that we also tax 2 or 3 times, you guys got to figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it shows you, like, I wouldn't go as far as to say capitalism, but this is capitalism, man. Like, this is it gets to the point where it's like, you know that you're getting hit over the head, and as well as Cuba. You remember when the U.S. took their oil reserves?
Venezuela?
Cuba.
I don't know. I don't remember Cuba, but I remember
Cuba's in the dark.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's when they took their electricity and went up in there.
They're still dark.
Yeah.
That was in March.
They still ain't got.
That was. They went to go grab Venezuela. That was like February. Cuba was like March. Right after that, they're still in the dark. They're rioting and striking. You know what I'm saying? And it's this is what I'm saying. This is how you know that we're so. This will tell you only half of the story. Yeah. Because they're not telling you about all the rest of the countries that the U.S. have put their fingers in and just took them out without the support that they really need. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of fucked up.
It is. You know, they do all that stuff in the back end, then they give us these numbers.
Yeah.
Right. And then they give us these numbers.
Not to say they're not true, right? But I feel like they may be a little bit off.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel like, I hear you.
I know that gas is way more than 4.5 for sure. California, they was hitting like the 7s. You feel me? The 7.2s for the gas. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The gasoline exploded. The Iran conflict disrupted Middle Eastern oil supply, and gasoline exploded 40%.
And then blame them.
And then it's all on them. They ain't heard nothing about, it's the U.S. fault. We blaming it on Iran sending missiles and Israel going through what they're going through.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of the oil that we have comes from Texas. You know what I'm saying? A lot of places like that, as well as we still got barrels circulating that come through and out of ports. The Strait of Hormuz is probably where our biggest clientele is, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the, yeah, man, it's getting wicked.
Yeah, man.
That supply and demand game, you know what I'm saying? There should be no reason why we pay for their mishap.
And then
gas.
Then we have a gas tax. I found out recently.
That's
I
crazy.
think that like this. Texas doesn't have a gas tax. When I went out there for Dallas, like I think they do, but it's just not as much. But we're paying for the gas prices that we're paying for. I believe the tax is included in those prices. So there's state tax for gas.
Yeah.
Included in those prices. So we're paying a gas tax. And you guys, go ahead and look that up for us. You know what I'm saying? Let us know whether we're right or wrong, whatever the case is. But I remember that. I remember, that was something that when I came back home, that made me look at our city different. I'm like, come on, brother.
Yeah.
I went to, where was I at? A Seattle sugar tax. I meant to really look that up, what that is. Like, that's a real thing. I know you've been heard about.
Yeah.
What is that? How are you taxing us for the sugar?
But then it's only in Seattle, the city of Seattle. Because if you you're in Renton, this is for my Seattle people right here. If you go to the McDonald's that's on Grady Way, right there by the 76 and the Pizza Hut and the Ezell's is in the corner, that is not Seattle. That's Renton. But if you go 10 minutes down the road and you go to the Rainier Beach McDonald's right there by the school, sugar tax. That's considered Seattle. So legit, if you were to go get an iced tea, which should be like $1, remember the $1.10 iced teas, $2.30, $3 for the iced tea for the large. You feel me?
Crazy.
That's insane.
I paid $4 for not an 8 ounce, but the little Sprite bottles,
bro,
at the Walgreens, bro.
Come on,
like that. So there's so, especially in our city, there's so many different workarounds with them taxes, and with the country, the way they want to take your money, man. Then you got Republican, you got Democratic, you got. Hey, we live, I'm reading the book Propaganda. I told you guys the last couple of weeks, I was getting back into the reading bag. And that book is really just opening my eyes even more at the fact that every headline you know, just for the people who might not read the book and want to, just so you know more, every headline there's a science to everything that they put out. It's so crazy. Like, so the dude who's even who wrote the book back in the 60s, he started off as like a politician, like the people that we complain about. So he wrote the book from the standpoint of, hey, this is exactly what America does to get into your head.
Yep.
And this is exactly what I used to do. And I'm here to tell you, I don't even feel bad for it. And neither do they.
Yeah.
Like, they really getting into our head. It's all about trying to make us make decisions like we're making them by ourselves. But they're really doing what they're really cultivating our decision making without even us realizing.
100%.
Nigga went to go get some McDonald's. Did you really think about that, or is that just the
Yeah.
eight McDonald's you just rode past, and the
Exactly.
convenience is right there, you know? So now you ended up fat, giving them a bag, all just off the fact that you thought of the decision that you made, man. So,
And I'm not gonna lie, that's a real thing.
yes.
And I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but where people are saying that they're getting messages that they never even thought of to themselves.
What?
They're getting they call them microwaves in their head because it's frying. The people are in psychotic cycles because they're hearing voices that they've never heard before, and they, you know, people sleep next to their phone and things like that, the EMF and all that. Like I said, I'm not getting too deep, but yeah,
that's
really,
something that we might have to
have
start a. Hey, join the Discord, join us live for these conversations right here. We live in the channel every day.
Real conspiracy channel.
We might have to go live on the second day for just real spill.
Yeah.
Nothing just off.
That shit's crazy.
Off the charts, man. But hey, we talked about SPY, we talked about everything, man, brother. We got Bitcoin been on a frenzy. We gotta hear about Bitcoin, man. You gotta let us know about it. I got a few notes too here that I put up if you need them, man.
Yeah, let me peep the notes.
Yeah,
peep the
man,
notes.
I got
Okay. I'm gonna go off this. I'm gonna read this first and then
go ahead.
Touch on where I feel about it. Bitcoin briefly dropped below 60,000 Friday, first time since 2024. The same jobs report that hit SPY hit crypto too. Very valid. Fear and greed index is sitting at extreme fear right now. I was just looking at that yesterday. We talked about that in the Tuesday takedown. If you was there, then you was there. But if you wasn't, you're square. It was at 13. The fear index.
I seen that. I watched the
video.
It
was at 13. Which is wild because at the same time, the altcoin index was 48, 47. Insane. So it's still fearful markets, but there's an altcoin. It was called Beat. That shit was up 300%, 350%. So that 3x.
Was that the one that you looked at yesterday on the? No, I think that was a different altcoin you looked at on yesterday
briefly
on the takedown.
No.
You looked at Beat. There was one that went like, I think it went like 6x too. The first one you looked at was some 6x stuff. What's up with the altcoins, man?
The busting. It's that time, man. We're allegedly in an altcoin or just in a bull market, but I'm iffy about that.
I feel you.
But here's what the smart money is doing. Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, just bought 1,500 more Bitcoin on the dip. They now hold over 845,000 Bitcoin. Institutions are buying while retail is panicking. Bitcoin is stabilizing between 62 and 64 right now. The all-time high was 124 back in October. I think it's 126, actually not 8. But institutions are still buying. We are not in a bull market right now, but extreme fear has historically been one of the best times to accumulate, on which I think that is very valid. Let me go to the weekly. This is very valid. See, we got the that bull flag pattern that we had, and we coming down to right where the beginning of the other pattern was. But honestly, and I'm gonna keep that one. This is where we are, bro. There ain't really too much to really speak on, just off the simple fact that we have had such a down year. Like from the beginning of this year, crypto is down 50%, which is absolute terrible from the past type of years that we've had. I think that this isn't really Whoa.
I don't
They
even
come with
know
the tools?
how they use them and shit.
That's kind of tough. I can't even cap. But yeah, as you can see, we got this lining up right here. Look, we got price back to where we were. This is back in 2024, just like you said. And then the low in 2024 was 48,000, and that is where on my chart I have as the lowest. That's like a support level. I don't think that we will get that low. Like I think that we'll get that low sometime this year, but it's gonna be something like that institutional grab. Because look at this liquidity right here. This liquidity grab right here. This long wick, huge. We go to the weekly. It looks even worse. Look at this, massive dip right here, and we're in this range. We're not too far from that. Let me go to the brush. Just another brush right here. Like brush right here. We're not too far from that. Like about right here. And we've already kind of touched. Let me bring it down just a little bit. We've already kind of touched this space. So ultimately, it's altcoin season. Even Ethereum. I'm looking at Ethereum from the what you trading?
No, that's you, bro. That's you. All them lines. That shit made my head hurt as soon as I pulled it up.
Oh my goodness. We at the weekly.
Whoa, Ethereum's at 1,600.
Come on, bro. And this down 70%, 68%. Down 3,400 from the all-time highs, bro. And this we made these in what was that, like October? August. Made all-time highs in August. It is absolutely, for the past couple of weeks, what it was is what I've seen, and you also have put it in here, was that SPY and the indices are doing numbers like stocks. You know what I'm saying? Nvidia all-time highs. Apple was pushing towards their all-time high. What was it, like 300?
Like three. I think they went past 315.
You see what I'm saying? You're good. You're good. Just off the overall fact that stocks is moving and crypto is down, it's usually like the pattern that I recognized when I at first was getting into it was the crypto runs, and then the stocks run, and then it's the altcoins, and then but that's not the case this time. We got Bitcoin down 50%, while the stocks is up and running and doing a lot of the commodity, or a lot of the stocks and the indices are doing numbers.
Yeah.
First, and that we're this is the bull market. This is what we're looking like. So it's who knows, man. There's no just like you said before. So, all you can do is be prepared.
You know, this is Ethereum. So now to ask you about what you just said. I was checking on whether or not we was I was checking on how crypto been doing since the beginning of this year, because you remember stocks were stagnant during this time, January to March, and crypto was stagnant too,
dipping.
Wow, dipping and they was dipping.
Remember, XRP was coming from that $3 at the beginning.
Yeah, we're on the weekly time frame. Yeah, them was dipping.
It was dipping majorly. That's right here where you were just looking at.
Yeah. And during this time, stocks were sideways movement. And then even when we get to March, when stocks ended up running up, crypto didn't really do much. It ran up a little bit to 88. You know what I'm saying? And now it's having this pullback. Is it pulling back with the stocks? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so there's just money leaving the overall markets, man.
And you know what that got me, a lot of, so, well, I don't really know how true that is. I was going to say that, a lot of companies been, like, there's more stock market companies have been adding Bitcoin to their portfolio, and their stocks will end up moving with Bitcoin. So I was gonna say maybe the S&P 500 reflects that, but the companies that are super big, I don't know how much they are doing that. Is MicroStrategy in the S&P?
I don't think so. They're I think they would be considered. They're not private equity. Yeah, we got to look that up.
I don't think MicroStrategy is on any of the indexes. analysis.
Yeah. Because MicroStrategy, I don't even think they're public.
Now they are.
Oh,
You
okay.
can get in on the stock market.
No, not the S&P.
Yeah.
Is it in the Nas?
Okay, it's in the NASDAQ.
Roughly weighing 4.7.
Bad.
At corporate intelligence firm, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they got MicroStrategy sitting in a great accumulation zone.
But you see that this chart looks exactly like Bitcoin.
Yep.
You see that we had that low level from 2014.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? We're at the same level.
Another company that I know there's a different company besides it, but Robinhood is also a company that holds a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, Robinhood, Coinbase, Kraken. These are all exchanges that I was gonna say, whoa. The chart is looking the exact same as both of those, but it is a little different. But we're still coming from those highs.
Mm-hmm.
That sell off looks the same. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there is a website that where you can track the wallets of these exchanges and figure out who's selling what on days where the institutional money is. You know what I'm saying? And you can track where these guys are. I need to figure it out. I haven't gotten to that point where I remember what it's called. I haven't been on the website. I've only seen it on social media. But you can track institutional money. We need to see what's up with that, man. I need to figure that out. Put that in the Discord.
Well, yes, sir, man. You know we got the big. Anything else you want to touch on the Bitcoin?
Nah, man, for real. The crypto market,
man.
XRP is $1.10.
Yeah, man. You know, and I accumulated me some flair, man. You guys know I'm the stock guy, but I'm still in tune with these crypto markets, man. I accumulated me some flair. I plan on accumulating me some more, man. Because all these assets have a season, man. When these stocks end up, and I ain't getting left out, man.
Yeah.
You know, these altcoins, when they 5-6 times, you know, I'm right there with the stock portfolio. So, man, you got Meta at 572. Man, the stocks is having a pullback. This is a great opportunity to buy these companies, man. Google at 354. Google is reaching the accumulation zone that I like, man. That 341 area. You know, I really, you know, Google's a great stock, man. They got a lot of money that's getting baked into their company, man. Apple. I wanted to talk about Apple yesterday. They just ended up coming out with their new Siri AI. So Apple just dropped a major Siri AI upgrade and new model announcements. Here's why this matters beyond the product. Apple has been getting left behind in the AI conversation. Facts. Apple has been straight getting left behind. You got Google doing better. You got Microsoft doing better. You got Meta, OpenAI. This announcement is Apple telling Wall Street, hey, they're still in the race. I believe they're even partnering with Google and NVIDIA for this model, right? Apple has 2 billion active devices. If they can embed AI deeply into that ecosystem, the monetization potential is enormous. Morgan Stanley, right, the biggest banks, man, they got a target for 360 of Apple. Apple had a breakout of that level. Now they're retesting 287. If we go back into the range, I would love to accumulate at 243. But if we bounce off of here, you know what I'm saying?
We got a little bit of a bounce just today. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, we holding above it. You know, 360 is 25% more. So if you're looking to get into Apple, I wouldn't be mad at you if you end up putting a little bit of money up in there right now. You know what I'm saying? A full share of 292. Say you just played and put it 150 in there or 100 right now. And it may end up start running up, and then you finish putting the extra 100 after it ends up continuing up, and now you're there. Then you accumulate more of the next pullback. But how do you feel about that new Siri model, man? We can look up what they really adding to it.
Yeah.
But how you feel about Apple this year and just in general, man?
You remember when we were talking about that Apple incorporating AI, and then we were just having that talk about what company we wanted Apple to incorporate, and it was OpenAI. We was kind of ahead of the curve. We wasn't really seeing the full picture and then they ended up incorporating OpenAI. And yeah, we thought, when was it? That was last year. That was not this year, because we were still doing Woke Wednesdays outside, or I was. That was cafe days. That was I was walking to find a spot. That was like
Man, how
November.
you go? What you mean? I was if we
You're
do
right,
Woke
my
Wednesday
fault.
together.
Nah, remember, because we was on the computer. Remember, I used to be on the cafe with the early.
Damn, you was outside for the one time, for the few times.
That was like October, November. Regardless, though.
Yeah, we was talking about, you know, how that was last year. It's been a talk that for a year straight now that these guys need to acquire a open AI and add more AI to their stuff. This is what they add: on-screen awareness. Siri AI can understand and interact with content directly visible on your screen, allowing you to ask about images. Just that alone, man. Before we continue, man, how you read through this and tell me how you feel about the additions from a consumer standpoint.
From here to here. Yep. Okay, so on-screen awareness. Siri AI can understand and interact with content directly, allowing you to ask about images, text, open files natively. All right, personal context. The assistant draws securely from your messages.
Okay.
The assistant draws securely from your messages, emails, photos, and calendar events to track details like remembering a flight time or finding a door code a friend sent you. So now they got the password to your fucking house. That's crazy. Cross-app actions. You can command Siri to perform sequential tasks across different applications, such as taking a photo location.
Are you serious? Taking a photo location from a text message and mapping directions to
it. So, what I feel is if, you know, we don't really do the conspiracies on the channel. But we got to create a channel for this conspiracy. We do. This is getting to the point where your privacy is no longer a priority.
Yeah,
the way that where you go to sanction and you have your alone time, your personal phone. Have you ever seen the movie Snowden?
No.
The movie Snowden is about this guy, this IT guy, ultimately, who was a genius, who had broke his way into the world of software. He was a coder ultimately. He was a coder, self-taught, all the stuff. He goes in. He starts working with the government. He finds his way, and they had created this protocol that would allow you to search people's to search people, like kind of like Palantir does, but privately. So now they're stealing your information and monitoring every phone call, text message, FaceTime. This was back in like 2008. Hey Siri. When did the Snowden thing happen? 2013. That was 2013. We didn't have no real AI applications like this. So what this sounded like is deeper into that, improving that point. This is full circle wealth. You need to go watch Snowden because that is still. This was in 2013. This is still 13 years ago. Yes, it was applying years before that. He was the one who figured it out. So he goes live for the world to see. He had blocked his face out, and he's live today. He's hiding. The government still is looking for him. Like, where you feel me? Where are you? This is sounding like that ultimately, where they can monitor you no matter what. Worse than Palantir. And so, do you know how many people have iPhone? We have Apple products sitting all around this motherfucker for real. It's getting janky.
Yeah, the more the technology gets, the more advanced the tech gets, the more our securities and privacy is at risk. The less we get privacy, honestly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The more you use AI and let AI be on your phone and they don't even care about it no more.
Nope.
They're such in a rush to be the best, be the first, that I'm sure they're not prioritizing security as much as they should be, and that's so while using these platforms and using these apps and using this AI, man, be mindful because at the end of the day, it's us against the world, man. Brand new featured a standalone Siri app A dedicated app that allows you to view, type, and revisit past conversational histories, which privately sync across your ecosystem using iCloud. Okay, so you got like ChatGPT type of. You can go kind of like Claude AI, ChatGPT. You can go back and look at your conversations. Okay, visual intelligence. The user can leverage their device camera, pull up real-time information, such as analyzing a restaurant dish for nutritional information or viewing immediate details about an object. Okay, real-time information, customizable voice and pacing, a highly requested accessibility and time saving. Yeah, in the next 10 years, we ain't even we're about to be living straight digital life. Everything will just be transferable through the devices. Privacy don't exist no more.
No, it does not.
We won with the world. We won with the world. And then, y'all the type to get what's the Neuralink?
Yeah.
You get the chip, whether that's in your hand, in your head. Now you connected to the world. I'm sure there's gonna get glasses. I might mess around and get a pair of those. Some Meta glasses. Walk around, and now you telling me everything as the day goes by. Oh, literally the nutrition thing with the food. You got the glasses on. Hey Meta, what's the nutrition of this?
On the flip side of that, now that shit know my diet. Now I know what I eat.
It know your diet.
You know
it
what
know
I'm
what you
saying?
eat. It know it's exactly the time you're going to sleep.
Don't accidentally slip up and say I'm allergic to asparagus while you asking the question, because you know what I'm saying. It's just data that is stored and filed with your name. You feel me? In a file somewhere in a deep database that is easily applicable. You could pull that shit up within a couple clicks. Yeah. This ain't it ain't.
Don't let you be being unfaithful, man. To my women and men being unfaithful out there. You wear the Meta glasses. You got the iPhone. They mess around and say the wrong name. Oh, you was just with such and such, man. So saying that to say this AI it's gonna be in your life, man. Yeah. It's gonna be a part of our lives, and you need to you got control of that. You got control of that, right? Whether or not you want to take these Meta glasses to you everywhere, whether or not you want your phone to be in that mode, it's getting to that point now where we'll have that choice for real to we're gonna be thinking about whether or not in this moment while you on that date with your girl or while you with your son and you having a good moment or while you trying to go walk, do I want this damn phone on or off?
No cap.
I might just turn it off because we know that we're never alone. Siri listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then don't let the AI get involved. It's even worse.
Bacon chips.
It's like having a whole nother entity. So Apple got their Siri AI, man. As far as for the company, man, it's dope news. Let's see. The people didn't really like it. They didn't think it was kind of thought that they could do better, I believe. But Morgan Stanley, they raised their price target to $360 from $330 ahead of the AI and Siri upgrades and deeper AI integration. AI will run private cloud compute for Apple Intelligence on Google Cloud with NVIDIA GPUs to handle confidential and server side.
Do you see that?
Apple, Google, NVIDIA.
Come on, bro. That's where the money is. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like it's not like it's 500 companies solely operating on their own. These is all controlled, right? This is where the money is getting parked into, man. This is you gotta pay attention.
That's that oligarchy that we live in. We live in a country, we live in a world run by corporations. Fucking Apple's built here. You can go to Google. You can go to India. Google's built here. All these companies, they built here. You go to India. You got Indians working like crazy on these companies. You know what I'm saying? You go to China. You go to China. They're creating a device. They're creating certain things that going crazy for these companies. In Taiwan, the semiconductors going crazy for these companies, man. So they run the world, man. So that's Apple for you, man. For my people who invested into Apple, I think this is good news. If you want to get into Apple, why wouldn't you? Literally, Apple. This is why we talk about investment into these companies, because like Flash just said, if these companies is going somewhere, that's the moment that everybody's going somewhere.
Right.
We going too. We can't even take the portfolio.
Dang.
And there ain't even about to be no kids to leave it to if these companies go. That's how bad it's gonna get, man. These companies, they make up the whole the whole revenue of our whole country, man. Nvidia at $200. If you guys missing out, man, go grab you some Nvidia at $200. We just said this is the company that's working with everybody, man. Working with everybody when it comes down to the AI. I got some more news too, man. What we at?
We had
We at 49.
cool.
We got 2 people in here. Shout out to you, man. Do we got any comments?
Just one. That's me.
What you? Oh, okay. Chat. I got that SpaceX IPO to talk about because that's tomorrow. I mean, Friday.
Yep. Market close.
Market close on Friday.
I'm gonna put a short position in.
I ain't gonna lie, you might get burnt. You might get burned. I feel like that shit gonna rise for at the beginning, but if it's a longer short position for 6 months out, eat. You know what I'm saying? You're out. But everybody's been, they've been talking about this SpaceX IPO. You know, so
put it on here.
Yes, sir. Here's what we're feeling at FCW, man. Here's how I'm feeling. I broke it down on Instagram yesterday as to why I will not be buying the SpaceX IPO on day 1 when it comes out. Yeah, sure. We got the chart. I was about to say.
But you get they're. I mean, the shit on the phone. It says like add to the calendar. It's a countdown and shit that be on here. But yeah.
But for the people who don't know, SpaceX is Elon's company. We're gonna really touch in what they do and my honest take around them. So right here, I got first things first. SpaceX is coming in at $1 trillion valuation. What that means is they're gonna be coming in with already $1 trillion baked into it, man. Already invested into it. It's one of the highest IPO valuations in history, if not the highest. Right? That's first. Give me your thoughts on that. What you got to say about the fact that $1 trillion off the rip, Elon Musk is about to become first trillionaire?
First of all, it was made and founded by Elon Musk in 2002. So this is a 24-year-old company worth $1 trillion. That has so many. SpaceX is the umbrella with a lot of other companies within it, or like infrastructure within it.
Yes, sir.
And to me, it's like the PayPal mafia for real. Everybody's into the thick of it, into it, and you know what I'm saying. If we have Elon Musk becoming trillionaire just off the corpse, as well as he having another company in Tesla within the stock market, which is also a top company in the S&P, and you know what I'm saying. Like it just goes to show you what type of game we're in, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna just throw in some extra stuff when we get further into this.
Yeah, man. You don't get nothing sitting on your couch in this country, man.
Not even close.
But you get everything if you don't. Shit.
Yeah.
There wasn't even. But Elon. But so look. So SpaceX is coming at $1 trillion valuation, one of the highest IPOs ever. The early investors who've been in for years are sitting on massive gains. In the moment it hits public market, a lot of them are going to be selling. So you got the primary market and you got the secondary market.
The private equity market.
Right. You got that. And where we fall is we're on that secondary market, right? When we invest as retail traders, we're on that secondary market. I could be getting it mixed up, but
no.
So when we're on the secondary market, the primary market is those private investors, the private equity, them players that are already invested into all these companies, SpaceX, Anthropic, who's coming out, OpenAI, they've already been invested into these companies on a private market before we get to them. And when they get onto the stock market, right, when they have an IPO, that moment, the initial public offering, that's the moment that they get put on the stock market. When SpaceX has that, these guys have to wait 6 months before they're even able to sell, right? It's a 6-month lockup period. This is why I put this data up here, right? Wait 6 months to a year when buying an IPO. The average 1-year loss for IPO is 55%. And let's talk about some names on the IPO. What are some names that you recognize here that are big now, but they started off like this?
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
That is everybody's bread and butter. Roblox.
Roblox.
Affirm, that's the payment company that you can have the payments with. You can make payments on your
B&B's on there.
Come on now. Zoom. Everybody's used Zoom one time for the job interview, whatever. Uber, Pinterest. Palantir's on there. Robinhood, Coinbase, Rivian. Rivian, that's a sneaky low key. Snap is Snapchat. Shopify, Alibaba, Twitter, who Elon Musk also owns. That's 3 companies. Totally forgot about Twitter. Facebook is Meta. Come on now.
Those are all companies that we know.
Dropbox,
right? All these great companies, when they started off as an IPO, they was red within their first year. Their max drawdown that first year, 54% for Facebook, 58% for Twitter,
70% for the Roblox,
70% for Roblox. So all these companies who are great companies, when they get put on that stock market, they don't do great as first.
Lyft is 80.
Lyft had an 80% drawback, bro. Palantir, who's one of the greatest companies on the market, got government contracts now, 53% down in the first year. And saying that to say, man, historically, this pushes IPO prices down, right? IPO prices get pushed down in the short term, and there's also that 6-month lockup period, which I said these investors can't sell their shares for 6 months who were privately invested. So when that window is gone, you can expect more selling pressure. So we got talks about, SpaceX being going from $135, and then within the next year it's going to be at $50. And that sounds about right. And I'm going to be the guy accumulating when it's at that $50, because when it gets back to that 135 plus, this is a stock that we got to hold. Even though I'm waiting a year, we're going to be talking about why SpaceX is a mandatory hold. And on top of that, instead of tomorrow on Thursday, I'm going to take the time to buy Rocket Lab, which we're going to break down, which is a company that's competing to SpaceX and has already been proven on the stock market instead of the SpaceX IPO, because this company is going to benefit from it, right?
I also want to talk about the fact that $1 trillion is 1,000 billions.
Is it?
Do the math, brother.
That's some crazy shit.
1,000 billions, mind you. So that's 10,000, or is that 100,000 millions? Let's do the math real quick.
1,000 billions. You could spend $1 billion 1,000 times.
1,000 times, and then you get it, bro. All right, so $1 million
in their lifetime. People can't even spend 1,000 times, 100 times.
Yeah, I think that's $1 trillion.
Wow.
10,000 millions. You can spend $1 million 10,000 times for $1 trillion.
That's insane.
People's generations from the very beginning don't even get to spend nowhere near that much money. And this guy's company is evaluating at $1 trillion, $1 trillion. The entire crypto market is $2 trillion.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's
so here's the hype around SpaceX for the people who don't know what the company does. So I had looked into what the company does and actually their plans for the next 5 years. And it's important that you know that for any company that you want to invest in. So the first thing first is Starlink, right? This brings in the most revenue. They are 31% year over year, and in 2025 did 11.4 billion in revenue for Starlink. Starlink has a subscription service. They went from 2.3 million to 10.3 million subscribers from 2023 to 2026. So the thing about Starlink is they got that low cost per subscriber and recurring revenue. Starlink is that part of the business. And matter of fact, before I try to explain it, you think you know it off the top of your head to explain it well enough, because you do better with
Starlink?
Yeah.
What it is like it's a satellite. It's energy. From my knowledge, it's energy that you can put into your home, your business, and they use this solar energy, I think, to power your home. And it gives you Wi-Fi, it gives you energy, it gives you power. It gives you power in your establishment. And it's I don't know if it's solar, if it's from a satellite, because their logo is a satellite.
I believe it's satellites. I was gonna say satellites. The reason why I didn't explain it is because I knew you would be able to explain it better, because I was gonna. But satellites is something I did know.
Yeah.
So satellites, and he wants 42,000 satellites in the next 5 years in space orbiting, right? And they want to be able to have that internet while they up on the Mars. And the crazy thing about Starlink is people use them now to go live off the grid, to go, camp and have internet.
Yeah, like anywhere around the globe type of thing. That's yep.
And he created
like Nomad.
He created you to be able to have Wi-Fi, and they're coming out with their cell data service now too, so you can get data service straight from Starlink, and you don't need no big towers or nothing around. You can use this Starlink, power it up, and you can go anywhere.
That shit's wild.
It's wild. So that's Starlink. That's actually that's what's keeping the business straight up together and making the most money.
Mind you, it's profitable,
and it's
extremely 30% a year,
bro. They got 10.3 million subscribers. Like, so that's the profitable part of the business. The launch services part is SpaceX did 160 launches in 2025, which generated 4.4 billion in revenue. They hold 82% of the market share of global launches. So they're the monopoly of getting things into space. So even if they're not launching stuff up, a company like, I don't know if Rocket Labs if they end up benefiting from that, but if they benefit from all the other companies doing launches, 82% of this market share of global launches, crazy. They got government contracts with the Department of Defense and NASA, so that's long-term stability revenue. And then they're getting into AI, compute, and building data centers just like any other company, brother. So that's something new that they just added, and this is on track to potentially triple their revenue by the end of 2026, right? So they're by the end of 2026, they're on track for 11 billion to end with. This could potentially put them at 60 billion to end with for 2026. And they want to get data centers holding data in space. That's the goal. So before I break down the 5 years plan for SpaceX, what you got, man? What's on the mind?
Man, you ever knew a dude that just had too much of something, and you didn't know why he had it or how he got it? You might see, bro, with the good. You remember when the Columbias came out?
The coats?
No, the shoes, the 11s, the Columbia 11s.
Oh yeah.
And there was dudes that had like 5 pair.
Yeah. You're just overly doing it. Icy 5 pairs.
And it's not like, damn, can I get like, bro? It's like, I want to rob, bro.
Yeah, like why are you overly? Why are you? Oh, even the resellers coming through to buy the pairs, copping 15 pairs off rip. You just overly taking advantage.
You're hooping in one. You're walking around the school in another pair. You got 3 pair on you for the day, mind you. You came in with the pair that you don't even let. You feel me? You might be in the library for this pair, hooping like, bro.
Won't even let your bro borrow a pair.
Come on, bro. This is how I feel about this. On top of, bro, this is a profitable company. This isn't something that we're talking about. This is so profitable in all the sectors within SpaceX that he is valuated at $1 trillion. And I really want you, a trillion is 1,000 billions, 10,000 millions, 100,000, 100,000.
Bro.
What is that the math? Let me look.
And we only have, there's not many. He's starting off with $1 trillion off rip. There's not even many companies we have that ever hit $1 trillion market cap on the market, right?
Half of the crypto market is $1 trillion.
1 trillion market cap companies. And 1 trillion market cap, this means $1 trillion already invested into a company. $1 trillion plus.
And
total.
It's the top dogs.
Right. Nvidia, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Saudi Aramco, they got that oil. Meta,
Tesla already.
So he's gonna have 2 $1 trillion companies. Berkshire Hathaway, Micron, Samsung. These are, and he's starting off. Yes, it's been a company built from it. That's unheard of. A company that has been built in 2002 and is 2026. There's another company IPOing, and they're not going to be $1 trillion. I'm gonna tell you, what I'm saying. There's another company that started in 2002 and it's not going to be $1 trillion. They're not IPOing at $1 trillion, and that's crazy. So, SpaceX expects them to have Starship being commercial. What people don't know is, back to their launch services, SpaceX is so big because they got that Starship rocket that's reusable. They got that reusable rocket and reusable.
It land itself and shit.
It land itself. It goes up and then it comes back and grabs itself, right? This will make getting to space much cheaper. SpaceX wants Starlink to continue to scale and have about 42,000 satellites in space. And they are also working on Starlink direct to cell service. So the long game is this. This is Mars, man. He wants to get it to Mars. We already know that. But his plan is 5 uncrewed starships, right? 5 uncrewed of his ships going to Mars to land by 2027, and 1 crewed mission for 2028. And from there, they want 100 ships to be on the way to Mars by 2031 and 500 ships to be on the way by 2033. And he wants to use all the revenue from SpaceX to fund his mission to Mars by getting more Starlink subscribers, and getting his AI computing data centers, and getting these government contracts up. And once again, Starship is a reusable rocket and reusable launch pad. This is Starlink for the people who don't know, man.
And this is just one of the companies under this SpaceX umbrella. We haven't even got to the AI part. We haven't even gotten to all the other parts.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be fully aware. And this is a 5-year goal for one of those umbrella companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
now this was the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
This was the whole thing. I meant to say SpaceX. But the crazy thing is, even with what you said, Starlink is the damn glue anyway.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing that's making them the most money. If Starlink, if you don't get them 42,000 satellites, you don't get nothing in Mars. And then not only you got 40, then you want the data centers in space too. So now these companies are gonna be paying. They don't gotta pay for the data centers down here.
Yeah.
You get cheaper up in Mars.
Yep. Because you don't gotta pay for the. I mean, I don't know. It's Starlink. He already coming with the satellite.
It's gonna be cheaper.
It's
somehow.
just partnerships.
Yeah, bro.
You know AI got to be running that. So we're talking NVIDIA. We're talking Micron. Whoever is gonna step up to that plate, and then probably Amazon or Google, because that cloud service.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Private network.
Mm-hmm. Need that.
Come on,
Need
bro.
That. Imagine going to Mars and flying back like it's like you're on an airplane, man.
Just to drop off a couple billion files in this computer. You taking a computer up there. The computer big as this room for real. You know what I'm saying? you taking the big ass computer, man.
This is the world we going into, man. But we had a lot to talk about this Wednesday, man. Oh, I actually do got a couple questions too. If we've been on this road, man. All right, so look, you ready to move to the last 2 personal questions, man? If you woke up tomorrow and your future self was watching everything you did that day, would they be proud or embarrassed? And this actually coincides with what you had said the other day recently on the Instagram. Go check out the Instagram for our daily videos. But yes, would your future self be proud or embarrassed?
Now, I'm going to be real honest for real. My future self will be proud every single Wednesday. I can't cap. For the past few weeks consecutively, I think maybe 4 or 5 on Wednesdays. Nah, it's probably been like 3 or 4. We've been doing both Wednesdays, sitting on here for at least 45, going to the gym, and just having an overall productive day on Wednesday. Now, on Wednesday, yes, 100%, 100,000% Wednesday is the ideal day for future self. For other days of the week, maybe like at the beginning of the week, like a Monday, that's a bit iffy, man. We just getting back off the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Got to work. We might be on some chill shit on a Monday. Overall, though, realistically, I think that it would be one of those things like, you're doing good here, but we need to work on these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it would be room for improvement, but I think that overall it would be solid.
Yeah. Overall, you know, that's just a real answer. For overall, yes, we'll be proud, but some things should still work on.
Yep.
And I think that's the best answer. You know, I would say, you know, for me, same thing. You know, there's definitely a lot of ways to be proud of. You know, my future self to be proud of. But you know, when it comes down to, I still want to be. I think I'm realizing that I want to tap into my avid reader bag. You know what I'm saying? My future self will be more proud if I continue doing what I'm doing with this reading stuff, right? So I've been, like I said, the last couple of weeks, I'm motivated. I said it on the camera. I feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? I've been consistent. But, you know, after this book is what really matters. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to prolong to the next book and to the next book and be able to come on here on Wednesdays and be able to just talk to you guys about what I'm reading throughout the week. And you know, because I realize, you know, what reading really helps with is just, you know, the perspective of the world, right?
Yeah.
You know, like there's always something that leaves with you and helps shape your perspective when it comes down to reading a book. And I think if I did that more often, continue to do that more often, future self will stay proud. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
When you are reading, is it for the ability to grow your cognitive, your comprehension skills, or is it like to improve your speech vernacular? Like, are we out of those three things? What would you prioritize?
I'm gonna say all three, but if I'm prioritizing while I'm reading, like, it's really my purpose is to be able to be sharp at any given moment. And what I mean by that is, like, I like being able to go through day to day and being like, oh, I just read that in the book. You know, like we're on Wealth Wednesdays, we're talking about everything that we're talking about with the news, and I can refer back to the fact that, hey, in the book, it was clear that it said that, hey, everything that I said earlier about the book, and you know, that's really why I'm reading. I want to be able to just reference the information and have it for when I'm ready for it, you know, because that's what I realized was dope about reading. It's like it puts all these different, you get all this different information, and you may not know what's sticking with you until a moment comes up in life, and it's like, oh no, I read that in the book, you know. Yeah. So that I would say that for sure. When you read, how about you? What you prioritizing?
I would say that my comprehension skills is they're there. I think that really what I was reading at the beginning of this year when I was on track to reading 12 books a year, it was for my speech and having the confidence to sit up here and be able to do this, just like you said. So for me, it was the vernacular and the cognitive skills to get vernacular first. I wanted to be able to speak and have what I'm trying to process come out fluently, you know?
Right.
And as well as my new like thing when it comes to reading is being able to reflect on that, kind of like what you said. Being like, hey, psychology of money, I know why you think like that. But when it comes to like, you know what I'm saying? Like having that be just embedded. You know, like you know, like people have Bible verses in their brain. You know what I'm saying? Just it's glued in there.
Yeah, you get the yes, sir.
I need that type of cognizance of what I'm reading. I need that ability to pull from some shit that I read 10 years ago. Bang.
Yeah. So,
but my speech.
Yeah, and then, you know, it does help with speech. I was about to say that, you know, just knowing that I read. I don't believe I picked up the book yesterday. I was doing a lot of Full Circle Wealth work, but the day before that, I finished the chapter that night. And the fact that I, you know, it was 2 days ago, but I still feel confident from the fact that I just read 2 days ago. Like, that's some energy that leads into the next day. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, and then I'm so caught up on I don't want to lose that energy the same way we work out every week. We don't want to lose that spark.
Yeah.
So I'm always picking the book back up. Always picking it, you know, because reading a book and just knowing that you read that and you're able to refer back to it, you know, and then back like what you said, I forgot what it was specifically, but like the cognitive ability, like I'll be at the job and I'll be sitting there and I might have read early that morning and it might be 7:30 p.m. and I read at 7 a.m. And I got to really work on my brain. Like I'm really reading with the purpose of you got to remember something from 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a little, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can you refer back to? What stuck with you? So I'll be sitting there like, really, what was the last thing I read, you know, and trying to get better at that as well and just referring back to the book. So, yeah. Pick up a book, man.
Pick up a book immediately.
You know, and that's something that used to sound real cliche, and it's something that we was doing. At least I was personally doing to like kind of go through the motions. Like you hear pick up a book, we know it's a good thing, and yeah, you read a book, but then sometimes you take a book for granted. I ain't gonna lie.
Gotta reread it. Power of Discipline. That's a 120-page book, and when I was reading it when I had first got it, It's like, man, it's just overly cliche. Like, all this shit makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Placebo effects and things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then I reread it and I realized that everything that I had read the first time flew right over my head. You know what I'm saying? And I'm reading it the second time and I'm like, there's no way I skipped it on this book the first time. Like, there's too many gems in here for me to not be able to remember what this was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Top tier.
Top tier, man. So hey,
comprehension, man.
Any book that we finish reading, we're gonna put into the Discord too. We got books up in there. So look, market closes in 10 minutes, man. We out. About to be out, man. We testing that level again at 722. We at 726, man. We're staying below that 731 level. Any announcements before we go? Before I close this?
That was the only question?
Yeah, that's all I have for today. That's all I have for today. I was gonna do two, but I only have one.
Cool. And I asked one too, so there we go.
We got the questions for you.
It's Full Circle Wealth, man. We here every week. We in the Discord, posting every day. Get you a piece of game. Take that game and utilize it. Even if it ain't a book, man, take our information and do your own research with the prompt that we gave you. You know what I'm saying? Just have something spark in your own mind, man. We dropping Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bro. Every single day there's something new in the Discord. Also, Meta uses stablecoins for payments. We already at 1:15. We don't even got to go too deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not breaking that down. Go in the Discord.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Tuesday takedown, crypto breakdown yesterday. Monday Madness, I did that was yesterday too. Monday Madness, I did a stock market breakdown. We got the videos in there. Go through the video section and go learn because it's all there. Go tune in with the last week's clips. We had a good Wealth Wednesday last week. That's on the YouTube. Go Instagram videos every day. Like, comment, subscribe.
It's Full Circle Wealth. We dropping every day.
Your boy Go Getter.
It's your boy Flash, man.
And we'll see you next week, man. Yeah. Hope you guys learned something.
Cop them assets, man. Your mind is an asset, man. Make sure you cop your mind too, man. Full Circle Wealth.